Susan, I'd love to ask you about your take on the relationship of diamonds and sexuality.
Some people felt that they didn't want a diamond, let's say. For example, one person told me that she would never want to have a diamond engagement ring because she felt like it was a tacit way to buy access to her body. And that it was a sign that she had accepted this gift in exchange for access to her body. Her explicitness about this relationship was very much of an outlier in my research. But I did also have some men who talked about the fact that the bigger the diamond, the better the access. And it was an unbelievable ad campaign in New York in 2004 or 2005 that was very suggestive of this relationship. It was a diamond, and it said, "Ever wonder why there's so many babies born in September?" It was kind of like this suggestion that, with the ring comes access that would result in children.
It's not very subtle, is it?
Not very subtle.
I often think about the wedding industry in the United States and how big a role it plays in creating notions of sexuality, heterosexuality, sexual norms, and then how big a role the diamonds play in the wedding industry.
Right. There is a kind of trifecta, if you will, of the white dress, the diamond ring, the wedding itself, and the cake, and all the accoutrements that are sort of part of the, for lack of a better word, the wedding industrial complex. And it's an incredibly lucrative industry. There is very much of a political economy to this whole thing. I mean, these rings are very expensive. The dresses are very expensive. It's a dress you maybe wear one time. Maybe you might wear it twice. And I think a lot of times people feel a tremendous amount of pressure to participate in this. I had this one really interesting experience where I spoke with a married couple, and she told me, not knowing that I was going to speak with her husband later, just serendipitously, told me that, I really didn't want a diamond ring, but I felt so proud and impressed with him that he had gone out of his way to do something that he wouldn't normally do, that he thought would make me happy. And so even though I didn't really want the ring, the fact that this particular person had done this meant so much to her that she, cherished it. And he kind of said, not knowing that I had spoken with her, well, I don't really believe in this diamond ring stuff, but I just know how much it would mean to her to have this thing. So, I just went out and bought this ring for her. So I think sometimes even, even couples maybe have a hard time pushing against the pressure of the expectation that people have these things.
I think the diamond is such a wonderful representation of the way in which something that is just a piece of stuff, a piece of gravel, then gets layered with layer after layer of symbolism and storytelling to become valuable, incredibly valuable on the market, but then incredibly valuable in terms of its meaning as it's exchanged between people. So it feels like it really captures this notion of the social life of things and how it intersects with culture and people's stories and lives.